Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift, raise both your palms, place it on your closed eyes. Open the eyes inside. Bring the hands down. How are you, Jerry and David?
Yeah, it was a little different experience for me in that I just immediately went into a deep, I would call it meditative state. I was aware of your voice, but I couldn't tell you the exact words you said. And my body temperature was very high through the whole thing. And then all of a sudden the gong went off. So it went by very quick.
Very, yeah, beautiful. Yeah, a sense of timelessness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good. A keen awareness through that meditation of the body, but not the body, and then the mind, and then something else. And then an awareness of the space with light going through the space, but mostly just the space.
Just, yeah, beautiful. Do you realize one thing that the mind constantly reacts? I have a lot of problems. No problem, no worries, nothing else. So when we experience that state, it means that state exists within. That is beautiful. Christina is still not listening. How are you, Brandy?
I had a really strong physical response to that. I had to come out a couple times. I got really, really warm, and I felt like I was going to be sick, but I just kept coming back.
Vampire mind.
Yeah, it was strong today.
No, it's good.
It came back around, so.
Sometimes this mind takes over us and that says, do this, do that. No, yes, no, yes. But it's a good experience. How are you, Kate?
Resting in awareness.
Very good. Good. How are you, Christina?
That was very subtle compared to my experience the other day of upbringing of emotions. So this was very, very helpful for me to slow down my mind, and you guiding us through letting that space be a thought, and then the space that really was very helpful for me. And that
Good.
was a beautiful, I'm going to remember that throughout the days of
Yes.
my mind.
At every moment, whatever mind expresses and what is behind. How are you, Sam?
I'm really good. Definitely more deep and quiet for me immediately. Similar to David, I was, tracking your voice, but, kind of,
Totally absorbed inside, maintaining total awareness.
yeah. And I would say, at those times when I'm in such a deeper state, I've had times where I find I lose track of where my physical head is at, a little bit of, moving my head around, exploring the space, bobbing a little bit, but allowing it to happen, not judging, and deep and quiet. So it's great.
Good. Very good. How are you, Vaibhav?
So I'm really very peaceful. It's like that when I'm inside in that state of awareness, I have so much control on the mind that I know that anything is coming. I don't have to go there. I have to be inside, and then it was very peaceful.
That's a good point. Yes, I'm aware that I have not to go there. It means that we do not allow the mind to settle there. No, no. I'm here. Where I am, I'm here. So that leaves you into the state of infinite consciousness. How are you, Anne?
Yes, I feel grounded. Of course, I always have thoughts coming in, not really disturbing thoughts, but I'm able to let them go.
You see that? You see, this is again a good experience. So we should realize that these thoughts cannot harm us. In some, vampire mind cannot harm us. It says, I will die if I do this. You see? Then go on thinking, and the vampire mind says, now you are under my control. Once we are aware of that fact, the mind transcends itself. How are you, Terry?
Hi. I had so many thoughts, they kept coming, and I couldn't find the space in between the thoughts because they kept coming. So I just I didn't follow them, but they wouldn't stop. I got kind of towards the end, I started moving a lot like this, and I got kind of frustrated and just said, I'm not going to fight it. Sometimes I stay there and I try to fight it. I'm not going to fight it. I just got up. But I had a lot of questions because I was hearing everything that you were saying.
Okay.
But those are all thoughts.
You see, you had lot of thoughts. That is what you said?
Yeah.
And then you made a very contradictory statement, opposing that there was no gap in between the thoughts. How can you recognize there are many thoughts if there is no gap between?
Well, I knew there was one, but I couldn't find it. Like as soon as I was there, another one was there.
This is the vampire.
Yeah, it was all over me.
Do you see? I know Jerry and David are sitting, but still I cannot find the gap between. So it is, so what will happen? We will talk about it possibly in the next session. What is that? I got it. How are you, John?
Good, thank you. That was very stable, and I was able to, the body was stable, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that, I had a private seeker in a private session, Paul, who used to complain that body is not stable. And after a few weeks and months, he says, now I want to sit and practice. Initially, he started doing while lying down. And then after a year, he could sit cross-legged without doing any posture. So if the vampire mind goes away, you feel a tremendous changes in the body itself. How are you, Ashok?
Good, sir. Nothing to mention at the moment, but it's good. Thank you.
Yeah, you find there is something good in Mondays and Thursdays session.
Yes.
This is a crazy meditation practice, that was good. So continue to stay with Mondays and Thursdays. So understand this mind constantly. We have covered everyone. I can't see the face. So we have this: without the mind, I cannot work. First thing to understand, without mind, I cannot work in the world. But when I work with the mind with the wrong notion that is present in the mind as a memory or instinctive or impulsive thoughts plus action, I cannot find real self. And we did nothing. And you said that I was able to throw the thoughts away. It simply demands an awareness, nothing else. Or in a better expression, the intellect should be settled inside in the real self. When it is settled, we are there. Any question? That is all for today. We'll meet on Monday.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, Krish.
Either live with the vampire mind or live with yourself.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.
हाँ सुनीता कैसे हो? अरे तुम